the Sanatana Dharma, and now today we will discuss about the text of Sanatana Dharma. So when we ask people who follow Dharma, who proclaim themselves to be Hindus, when you ask what is the text which you accept as valid proof, they normally declare Bhagavad Gita as their text. We have to understand Bhagavad Gita is one of text in the multitudes of texts. There are innumerable texts like Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not the valid proof for us. That's not the holiest of holy book. It is holy book because the text came from Krishna himself. So we accept it to be very sacred. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita got this prominence because of the commentaries which were written on Bhagavad Gita by great saints and the people who went to jail. And also by the politicians, parliamentarians who take oath in the name of Bhagavad Gita, or the court of law which takes the oath on Bhagavad Gita for Hindus. So, because of this, Bhagavad Gita gained this predominance, this prominence. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita is not a text. It is just a very small text in compared to the other texts. So, for us, Vedas are the valid proofs. Vedas. What is Vedas? Vedas are revealed text for the rishis, the saints. Rishis means the people who saw the text, the seers. Rishaya mantra drashtaraha, we say. Rishis are people who saw the text that got revealed to them. So Vedas are not like the academies want us to believe. Vedas are not written in a particular period of time. We don't accept Vedas to be written. Okay. Vedas were revealed to rishis, and that is how we gain that. And even there, what is Veda? First, we'll understand what is Veda. The Vedas are of two portions: Mantra, Brahmanayor, Vedanama. The Mantra portion or Samhita portion and Brahmana portion, which is like a commentary to the Mantra portion. These are called as Veda. Okay. So these two clubbed together, that is called as Veda. Now, the Veda which we see today is the same Veda which we chant today, is the same Veda which the disciple learned a year back, 10 years back, 100 years back, 1000 years back. So the Vedas, even the intonations or the character, a single character didn't change. See, in other texts written by people, there is a possibility of people inserting some statements according to their whims and fancies, or removing some statements, or adding some character, or distorting some character. That's always possible. In Vedas, they used so many checks and balances to take care of this. The checks and balances are in the form of chanting itself. So people normally, when they take a Veda, they study a Veda, they study the Samhita, the general, the text as it is. Okay. Once they memorize it completely, the whole book, memorize the whole book. Okay. Then they go to the next stage called Padapatha. They break each word in that text. Okay, and memorize it. Then once they do that, based on the Samhita Patha, then they go to Krama Patha. Krama Patha is kind of dance. Like, let me give you an example. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of dance. It's just an example I'm giving you. That's a kind of simple dance which Patha is. And the fourth level is a Pada Ghana Patha, which is the most difficult of dance. Like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, something like that. It's a complicated dance actually. Okay. Now, here, when you break a word, the intonations change. The intonations change. So, when you break a word, if the intonations change and you don't see the same kind of transformation when you combine that word, then there is a problem in the chanting. So, there is so many checks and balances which were taken care taken care of. So in North India, they have lost that these kind of different orders. In general, they study a portion called Rudri. They don't go into the whole of the Veda study. So this is the Vedas. Sama Veda, which is singing. The from Rig Vedas, for Yajurveda also, for Samveda also, for Atharvaveda also. Predominant mantras, the many mantras will come from Rig Vedas. Okay, but the same mantras when it's tuned to the song notes and songs, then it is called as Samaveda. Okay, then we have Atharvaveda. Basically, all this removal of sickness, removal of psychological, mental, physical problems, and elemental problems, they are all taken care of in Atharvaveda. Okay, so black magic, not black magic, but kind of text. Okay, so all these four books are Vedas: Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda. Okay, now this is called as Shruti text. This Veda is Shruti. You can either call it Veda or Shruti. Does not really matter. They are both same. Now, when later, see, some portion of Vedas get lost due to time. People don't practice it, and like in North India, I said, people don't practice, so they lose that Veda portion, right? So when they are lost, the portion which are lost from that, the important portion is taken out, and they are written down, not as the Veda itself, as the knowledge portion of that, or the karma action portion of that, in text called as Smrti. Smaranat Smrti, we call, because we remember and we write it, it is called as Smrti. Okay. So another important thing is, when we ask people, do you know what language Vedas are written in? They immediately declare Sanskrit. That is a wrong answer. Don't say that. Vedas are not written in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is a language is derived from Vedas. There's a difference. Sanskrit is a language derived from Vedas. Vedas are not written in Sanskrit. Okay. So now, what are Smritis? As I said, Smritis are texts which are where the knowledge is taken from the Vedas or based on the Vedas, it is written. Okay. There are different kinds of Smritis again. So first we'll take Gruhya Sutras. Gruhya Sutras means the aphorisms which are written for practicing the karmas for a particular group of people, like Parashara or Apastamba, etc. For a particular group of people, what kind of karmas they have to follow and how they have to perform that. That is written in Grihya Sutras. Okay. Then we have Smritis. Smrti itself. Meaning like the Manusmrti, which is famous. We all know, we have heard of that Manusmrti. So Manusmrti is not the only Smrti. We have multiple other Smritis like Vishnu Smrti, like Parashara Smrti, other Smritis also. But thing is, Apastama Smriti also. Parashara Smriti is what is accepted to be the valid Smriti for this cycle of creation, which is a Kali Yuga, not Manusmriti. Okay. Now, Itihasa means history. They call these texts mythological texts, but they are not mythological texts. We accept it as history. Ramayana, Mahabharata, they come into this category. Okay. Then we have Puranas and Upapuranas. These are stories. The teaching, the moral and the philosophical teachings are woven into stories, and through stories we are given the knowledge of the life. Okay. Now there are different Puranas for different deities. For Shiva, there is Shiva Purana. For Vishnu, there is Vishnu Purana or Bhagavata Purana. Then we have Devi Purana, etc. Different Puranas. In each of these Puranas, each of the deities are given importance. If you take Shiva Purana, Shiva is given the predominance, and the others will worship him. In Vishnu Purana, Vishnu will be given importance and the others will worship him. The story is not important. The story as a vehicle, they are giving you the knowledge of the Veda. That's the idea. Okay. Now, then there is Agama or Tantra text. They are also Smriti text. Though some texts which are accepted to be product which came from Shiva or Vishnu, etc. But still they are Smriti text, like Shiva Sutras or like Panchadatta Sutra, etc. They are all Smriti text only. And apart from this, there are innumerable texts which are written by great saints. They are all Smriti text. They may be written by any kind of great person, but they are all accepted to be only a Smriti text. Okay. Now, so there is Shruti and there is Smriti. Okay. And the Hindu Dharma is such a beautiful Dharma. There's nothing which can come closer to, not even, I'm not using the word equal, nothing can come closer to it in the sense of the inquiry process which has taken place into it. Like there are so many discussions between one philosopher and another philosopher, one philosophy and another philosophy, and debates and all that, and out of it which came a beautiful knowledge and all that. This is so beautiful. Okay. Now in there are different schools in Hindu system, like Sankhya, Yoga, etc. Sankhya, the Gnostic part of Vedas are accepted, and the practice which you have to do to gain that Gnostic part is Yoga Sutras, etc. And you have this Nyaya and Vaisheshika, which are basically school of logics. Okay, then you have Purvamasa, which is based on the Karma portions of Vedas. Okay, and we have Uttamamasa, which is the knowledge portion of Vedas. So this is we call as the theist school, Astika Darshanas. Okay? These theist schools. There is a difference between the theist and atheist, which the world accepts and we accept. In the world, when they say theist and atheist, we accept it as believer and non-believer, believer of God and non-believer of God. We don't accept that. When we say theist, we accept people who believe in the validity, the Vedas of the valid proof. They are theist, Astika. And the people who don't accept Vedas as valid proof, they are Nastikas. That is our definition. Okay. The Nastika schools, we have Charvaka, we have Jainas, Buddha, etc. The Jain Mahavira, he started it, and Buddha didn't start Buddhism, but the follower of Buddha, they claimed themselves to be Buddhists. Okay. Now we'll come to that later. Now first, Charvaka, generally speaking, it's a materialistic philosophy, but the people who claim themselves to be atheist and all that, they are basically Charvakas. But Charvakas were more followers of law and order than the people who we see now today calling themselves to be atheist. Okay. Now Jaina, as we said, it started from Mahavir Jain. And Buddhism, people now have a fancy of claiming themselves to be follower of Buddhist school. They don't even understand. And in many Hindu houses, I see the statue of Buddha, not our saints and gods, but statue of Buddha. It's all confusion. We'll try to understand each one of them. People who claim themselves to be Buddhist, follower of Buddhism, etc. nowadays, it's a fancy, it's a fad now. So they don't understand what Buddhism is. Buddhism, the religion itself started after 300 years of Buddha. They call it as Tripitika, three boxes. After 300 years of Buddha, they started having fights between themselves. No, Buddha said this, Buddha said this. Then finally they said, okay, let's vote. Democratically, they put three boxes and they voted up. And each one chose their own school. Okay. Now, there is two schools, Mahayana and Hinayana, great path and the weaker path. Okay. So, even in that, we have Sautrantika, Vaibhashika, etc., different schools based on sutras, based on the commentary, etc. So, that is the Buddhism we have. So, all this Jainism, Buddhism, Charvaka, your Sankhya, Yoga, all these are encompassed in the Hinduism. They all are included in it. They are not accepted to be outside of the Hindu school. They are all accepted. Though Nastika Darshana, they don't accept the valid proof, Vedas as valid proof, they are also included in the Hindu fold. So that is the greatness of this Hinduism. Even a non-believer is accepted to be Hindu. So let's continue with this. Okay. Hari Om.